Okay.
Hey, welcome everybody. My name is Bolthra, and you are watching Call of Cthulhu Passages, our campaign we've just started here. I want to thank everybody who's joined us tonight. All the subscribers joined recently, thank you very much. We appreciate your support, and we are ready to jump into our story tonight. And hello, Kobold Barbarian Kobold. I always get your name messed up. Thanks, Jen. Thanks for joining. Gonna go ahead and introduce our players tonight, and we are missing Maura tonight. She is feeling under the weather, but we'll look forward to seeing her back in the next game. So let's go ahead and talk to Derek first.
Hello, everyone. I'm playing Professor Lawrence E. Leland tonight.
All right, and Vala.
I'm playing Vala Siegel, the parapsychologist.
Awesome. And last but not least, Aloysius.
Hello, I'm Aloysius. I'm playing Algernon Blackwater, the occultist.
Okay. Just kind of a quick recap from the last episode. The investigators had found out that there were some strange doings at the boat repair warehouse off the docks. They had gone to see a friend there, but before that they had met with a researcher, Marta Ackerström from Sweden, who had told them some more information about the runes they had found on the key. She was very excited to see this find, and asked the characters if they would sell the key and the bottle to her. They did at a later time, but before that, they had gone to back to the warehouse where they had met their friend Lance. And poor Lance was unfortunately being tortured by a gentleman who looked like he's possibly turning into a shark of some sort. A battle ensued. There were some injuries, some bite marks, some kinds of nasty things, but eventually the beast, who turned out to be the rather rude man who had broken Vala's arm, man Charlie, had been turned into the beast and was put down. They had decided to perhaps go back and check the Morning Star for more information, but had found that it had left port for they thought possibly Delaware, but they weren't quite sure where it was bound for. They kind of weren't quite sure where to go from here. They had decided that maybe a little more research might be just the thing. So what they decided to do was they were going to go to Brown University and use the library there to see if perhaps there's an occult section, anything like that, that might help them find out perhaps a little more about the runes that have been on the key. One of their primary things, though, was they're a bit concerned about the let's call it the growth that's started on Loretta's body. That's what they're really hoping to maybe find some more information about that. So in tonight's episode, they're to the library. So I am going to turn it over to our players. They have arrived at Brown University. They've found a little private room they can, pull back, books back to, and start doing some research. So I'm going to turn it over to my players and see what they want to do.
Well, I'm gonna try to look for the rune stuff.
Okay, so you're going to look specifically for like Scandinavian folklore?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would also like to look at, for Scandinavian folklore, more for any background informations related to either the creature I saw or the picture I saw when I was snooping.
Okay.
Well, since the marking or whatever is spreading and really gross, I'd say Algernon would sort of like look in the medicines, but not like modern medicine. He'd go like more like esoteric medicines and like see if like there's any any possible recordings of something similar in anywhere like that.
Those books labeled like ye olde, Yeah.
Yeah. All of them are written in like old to middle English or whatever.
Okay.
Just trying to piece it together, be like, what does this even mean?
Okay. What's probably suggested to you that there is a librarian, because this might predate Dewey Decimal. I'm not quite sure. So what I'm going to suggest is there is a librarian there. Her name is Georgia Smith, who might be able to point you in the right directions for the information you'd like to find. She's a young woman, probably maybe a graduate student here, which is unheard of in these days, a woman being a graduate student, but in my universe they are. And she's very studious, has the hair up in the bun and maybe a pencil through it, and thick glasses and kind of a very conservative look, but she just seems absolutely pleased that adults have come in to use the library, and she's just claps her hands. She's just like, "Oh, good morning. How can I help you today?"
Hi, I'm looking for things on Norse runes?
Norse runes. Well, we happen to have an exhibit that's on loan from Miskatonic University, and I would be pleased to show that to you. Perhaps it might have something you're looking for, but we also do have a section on Scandinavian folklore and legends if you'd be interested in seeing something like that.
I would love to see both. Can I see the exhibit first?
Of course, of course. And she looks over at Derek. How can I help you, sir?
That actually sounds very interesting. I'm looking to... I have a colleague who has written to me in Swedish, so I'm looking for some references to, Swedish language dictionary, something of that sort. But that exhibit sounds very interesting as well.
Okay, the Dewey Decimal System was around. Thank you, Vala.
I figured it had to be. I
wasn't sure.
I'm like, we're not that far in the past.
Well, I wasn't sure. Okay,
you never know.
Thank you, Jen. I wasn't
that's
sure.
fair.
So. Okay, all right.
Everybody coming at with the facts, Tom. Everybody.
It almost reminds me of those pop-up videos, like the little factoids.
Pop into pop-up video.
Yep, exactly. Okay. And then she looks over at Algernon. How can I help you, sir?
Is the whispering by choice, or is...
You're in a library.
I look around. How many people are in this library right now?
Maybe about like 10 to 15, maybe including you, maybe spread around different sections.
Okay.
It's 1925. It's a library.
Okay. Could you point me to anything pertaining to strange black markings spreading across the body?
That sounds more like medical. There are some journals on the third floor in the south wing. If you would like to peruse that, there may be some medical students around there who perhaps maybe if they'd be willing to give you some information if you'd like.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So she seems just pleased as punch to take Ohala and Professor Lawrence to the second floor to show them the section. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to go with Algernon first. I'm going to say you go up there.
Make my way to the third floor.
Mm-hmm, yep. Okay, and then you'll say you will use the Dewey Decimal System then to
because it's a thing that exists.
It is a thing that exists. Okay. To look through for maybe like exotic diseases, perhaps, or
something like that.
Okay, so that sounds like it's going to be library use.
I would imagine. I definitely would imagine so.
Now I'm going to give you a bonus.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm going to say that perhaps you do talk to a medical student who might be around. So I'm going to allow you a bonus die on it.
Cool.
So yeah,
I will gladly accept it.
Okay.
14, a success.
Nice.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, it points you to a book that talks about these basically changes in pigment related to perhaps tropical diseases. This day and age, maybe they're thinking about maybe it's parasites or something that could cause some kind of change to the pigment, maybe the possibly even the cellular structure. And they talk about, there's a case in Borneo and there's a case in a famous case in New York, reference this, but there is some knowledge of possibly something like this.
Okay. I will, sort of just like collect whatever books are the most relevant to that.
Okay. on the second floor, Georgia takes you to a special section that's been laid out. That there is a glass case that has different archaeological finds from Scandinavia. There's a lot of different things in the case, but what I'd like you guys to do is each give me a spot hidden. It's not necessarily hidden, but it might not be easy to find. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Or maybe it is.
It's right there. Okay, you both succeeded, but
Hey.
but Vala like laser focused. Okay, so let me write that down. Jesus God.
She's like, I got them eagle eyes.
Yikes. Let me just make sure I get this. So that was spot hidden. You find right top right hand corner, third row, fourth item in, what looks like a key, but it's old and rusted. But when you look at the top end of the key, it's shaped more like an arrow. So normally the round part is shaped like an arrowhead, but when you get a little bit closer to it, you can recognize similar runes cut into it.
Okay.
Does it look like the shark keys that we saw before?
Very similar. Professor Lawrence, unfortunately, your role wasn't quite as good, so you probably heard Vala go, "Aha!" and follow her gaze.
I'll point it out to him just in case he doesn't see it right away.
And Georgia leans over. She goes, "That is pretty fascinating, isn't it?"
It is. Do you have any information on it?
This this entire set is on loan from Miskatonic University. Let me see what it says in the pamphlet. And she takes out and she's reading. It says, "This apparently is from was found in Norway. Actually, they believe perhaps it was a maybe like a good luck charm for sailors. Why it's a key, I couldn't tell you. That part we've maybe has lost to time, but they think it was perhaps like a good luck charm."
Very interesting. Do you know who found all of these?
She says, doesn't say. It says though that the archivist. I'm not sure if I'm saying that word right.
Archivist.
Archivist. Okay. Is a Sister Margaret James. Name sounds familiar, but I'm not entirely sure. But it says it was perhaps someone who had worked with this item at some point.
It doesn't say where Sister Margaret is?
I could perhaps find that out for you.
That would be wonderful if you could.
Let me go back to the reference desk and I will find out for you.
Thank you.
Give you that authentic library feeling. Okay, so
whereas Algernon's just like, yeah, so like, can you tell me this thing? I'm over here whispering.
Like, look, just point me in the right direction. I'll handle it myself. Thank you.
Ironically, the last library I was into, everybody was talking full volume.
Yeah.
It was kind of a different world now. But
and computers everywhere.
Yeah, exactly, and anyway. So there is behind the case, there is a section of books that look newer. I mean, they're not artifacts like this, but there is a section of some books on Scandinavian folklore that are behind there.
I'd like to scan through them quickly, looking for anything about fishmen, sharkmen, things of that nature.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a library use roll.
Yes.
While he's doing that,
Something
is there
I am
anything
good at,
else I
which means
noticed?
I will fail horribly.
Go ahead and give me a. Why don't you give me another? Actually, based on your roll, I'm not going to make you roll again. Okay. Yeah. No. Now, Professor Lawrence, you scan through. You. How long? Well, actually, how long do you want to spend looking?
I will look until the librarian comes back.
Okay. All right. You're still not going to find anything. I just want to find out exactly how long. how long you wanted to commit to it.
How long do I stare at this rack of books?
Exactly. Looking through the other artifacts, you do see some things that are shaped like fish. There's old fish hooks there. Things from ships and things like that, but nothing that really catches your eye with specifically like with the runes that you've seen it. So
can I also kind of just scan the books real quick and see if maybe I see any like runes that I've seen before?
Sure. Give me a library check or library use, please.
All right. Don't fail me now.
Jeez,
I was not failed.
Yeah. You flip through and you maybe catch something that maybe Professor Lawrence missed. Something about the black, almost like you're kind of, and it's kind of like the person didn't know quite kind of what they were kind of writing or describing. It was almost like the darkness from the bottom. And you see that expression once or twice, but you're not quite sure. Does that mean the darkness of the ocean? Does that mean the darkness of a beer barrel? But it's the darkness from the bottom.
These look like regular library books that I could pull off the shelf, right?
Yes, they are on loan from Miskatonic, so you might not be able to check it out. But yeah, you can.
Well, I mean, like if we meet up with Algernon, I can show him.
Yes, you could. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Then I'm going to do that. I'm going to pull that one.
Okay.
Just in case I meet up with him again.
Okay.
I mean, it's a library. We can't lose him too quickly.
Okay. Georgia returns, and she has a little slip of paper. She says, from what I could find, Sister Margaret James is at St. Mary's Convent in Inwood, Rhode Island. So not too far from here. I mean, Rhode Island's not a big state, but apparently she is retired and does some did some field work with Miskatonic University, perhaps in her later days, but now is again retired and is at the convent.
That is fascinating. Thank you very much.
Of course.
I'm sorry. This is an extremely interesting exhibit. I was just wondering, how many days is it still on loan from Miskatonic?
I believe it's for another 4 weeks.
Excellent, thank you.
Of course.
And if I could have that Dewey Decimal reference to the Scandinavian languages section.
Of course. Yeah, she takes you kind of to a different section, and this is more of a general, lore section, folklore on Scandinavia. And she says, yeah, there's probably about 7 volumes here if you'd like to take a look at those.
Oh, absolutely. And any kind of Swedish or Norwegian English dictionaries?
Oh, goodness. Make a luck roll
Okay.
just to see if maybe the library has that.
Come on, it's the Ivy League. It should have this. Look.
Oof.
They do not. Yeah. Maybe when our funding comes
Nope.
through, I'll inquire about getting a Swedish to
It does
English.
not. Okay, well then I'll take a look through these.
Of course, sir. Give me
Yes.
another library use roll, please.
Okay, one of these should be. Anyway.
$31. Okay. What were you looking for again?
There we go. 31.
Okay. Just to confirm, what did you want to look for in that?
I was looking in the folklore section for things pertaining to shark men, fish men, any kind of lore about them.
You find kind of an odd passage about, there was always this belief that there were, shark beasts, bigger, not just normal sharks, but some kind of, fierce creatures that would attack, fishing ships and things like that, and that it was an old belief that you could make essentially sacrifices to appease the sharks, to allow you a safe passage. That occasionally, besides just fish, that there were darker beliefs that maybe at some point there were human sacrifices to appease the shark gods.
Okay.
But of course, this was all wiped away by Christianity, and
As it is wont to do.
has fallen into history. So
Right.
absolute boulder dash. Yes.
Is there maybe an anthropology section where I can also try to look up a similar thing?
Certainly.
Would that be anthropology or library?
Yeah. And we'll say you find the anthropology section. We're not going to drag poor Georgia all over the place. She's got other people to work with.
Of course she does. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Because I do have both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can roll anthropology. This one might be a little harder to pinpoint because it may not always be broken down by region, like say a specific to Scandinavia. But you can certainly give it a try.
Okay. No.
You spend maybe 20 minutes flipping through a couple books, not really finding anything. So, okay. But you do have some information if you wanted to go back and meet with Algernon.
Yeah, I'll find where the boys are.
Yep.
Okay. All done, Professor Lawrence?
I'd find Georgia again and say, I'm terribly sorry. Of course. I just remembered my colleague's daughter apparently has this fascination with like old time beliefs in medicine and healing properties. Would there be anything like that, like herbology, something like that? Some old texts on that subject?
There may be. Give me a library use roll.
Oh,
she's gonna send you to the card catalog to.
Yep.
Not that you can find, no.
No, okay. Damn it, Jim. I'm a physicist, not a librarian.
Okay.
Okay. So there goes that.
Okay,
Chance.
no,
I'll
no
go
problem.
back and meet up with the others.
Yes, we all do, Jen. All right. Okay, so you meet up. Okay, so you get back to the little room you guys had brought in, and you've got some of your books, and I assume you've got legal pads or whatever, and you're ready to start working. So share the knowledge.
Yeah, it's knowledge. Is the room we're in like sealed off?
Yeah, you could close a door. It has a a window on the door, but yeah, you could.
But we can speak normally.
Yes, yeah.
We don't have to keep whispering.
So,
Algernon, were you able to find anything?
I did, and I will sort of like grab like the 3 or so books of like pertaining to the sort of like few cases of like the like black marking, whether it's the same sort of thing or whether it's just like similar cases. I will sort of like share that there have been sort of these sporadic incidences throughout history and throughout the world of sort of like something similar to at least what we're looking for.
geographic distribution?
This seems to be all over for the most part.
I had a
Do
theory.
any of them happen to be sailors or people who live near water?
Well, one was in New York. I don't know if. Well, does it say anything about them being sailors or anything like that? I wouldn't imagine.
No.
I wouldn't imagine so, but
it doesn't. It doesn't really.
Is there any kind of like geographic coastal correlation in the data?
It was New York, Borneo, and I forget where else I'd said. So I mean,
Well,
it was rare. So
yeah.
it wasn't like mostly found in coastal. No.
Well, I mean, Borneo is an island, so
Yes,
Borneo's an island. New York's on the coast.
Yeah, so
They have access to seawater.
So you can draw from that what you like.
So we can draw the logical assumption that it is correlated to the water, or the ocean specifically.
Yeah. Well, we also have a patient zero of sorts who got bitten by a weird shark person. Who
well, I mean, you got bit by the shark person too.
You did as well.
Yes, I did. But I haven't gone
right
gangrenous yet, apparently.
Yep.
Neither have I. They cleaned my wounds.
So, bitten by a shark person who apparently, if I remember correctly, it's been a week. This is my real life memory. But wasn't there some talk from the shark gentleman we previously encountered about a darkness from the depths or something of that nature?
That was from Marta.
From Marta.
Yes.
Who,
go ahead.
And I found a reference to that in some old books about some kind of sea creature that they would have sacrifices, sometimes human, to appease.
Well, I also found an interesting piece of information about something from the darkness from the bottom, which sounds very similar to Hunter of the Deep, which Marta also told us about.
I think they may be one and the same.
I think so. And that key that we saw in that exhibit looked very similar to the keys that we had found and then subsequently sold to Marta.
Did we ever determine what the significance of those keys was?
That the symbols on them referenced the Hunter of the Deep, some beings serving an ancient shark, and that they had that people would have been blessed by the black blood in regards to that. That is what I recall.
I just have a thought in my mind that we've seen two pieces of key work connected to these runes, keys specifically, and when I think of keys, I think of two things: locking something and unlocking something. So,
It's true, but it could also be symbolic. It doesn't necessarily have to be something physical.
True. Yes. That is true. And unfortunately, we've let one of those keys go. Just on the offhand that it might be useful later. Anyway, I was looking for, old wives' tale of something to treat this black blood, but I came up empty on that front.
Is there anything in those books that you found, Algernon, that might reference how they got rid of their particular?
Yeah, does it sort of like reference, do the books, like any of the cases, do they talk about like treatments or like whether they like lived with this for the rest of their lives or anything like that?
Or if they died horribly like 3 days later?
Yeah, anything like that.
There was no specific treatments listed. Again, they believe maybe it was a parasitic cause, but no, nothing about it was cured with this. Just say basically patients were just kept and trying to maintain their skin and their dignity, but not necessarily, patient A lived 80 years, died a horrible death from the black stuff all over their body. Just doesn't say that.
It's sort of so they sort of like became like recluses by the sound of it.
Possibly.
Okay.
It's unfortunately it was what was documented at the time, but unfortunately it's not similar like where like modern journals might have followed the patient through their whole life. It's hey, this was recorded, this is what we noted, this is how the patient is.
It's more just them being like, hey, that's fucking weird anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. I figured it was probably like that, but it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
The key that is here was found in Norway, and the archivist for that exhibit lives in Rhode Island. I don't know if she would know anything more than what we currently do, but I have nothing on my schedule. I don't know about you,
It's on our way
gentlemen.
back to Boston.
Nor do I.
Okay. So.
Ooh! Before we leave, though,
I answer the phone that's ringing.
I don't know if this would work, but we were given a name about who took the boat, who owned the boat. Is there any way to try to look and see if this is maybe a public figure? Because he may be from Delaware, or he might be going to Delaware, so there may not be much on him, but if he's a public figure, there might be.
And unfortunately, I do not recall his name. I'm looking through
Edwin
my notes.
Wainwright.
Edwin, okay. God bless you for writing that down.
It's a good name.
I have plenty of pages of notes here.
You found the note taker, I was going to say.
Because earlier today I went, oh, damn it, I didn't write down his name. Thank you.
Well, now you got it.
Yep. And
you got your own character's name.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it gets tough to keep track of this and
Well, when
everything
you
else.
have when you have 8 bajillion games,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can imagine it's difficult.
Oh yeah, Edwin Wainwright. I'm trying to think. I don't know if there was microfiche back then. Copies of newspapers.
Don't think so.
I'll wait for my team to look.
Microfiche.
Because
All hail Wikipedia.
yeah,
Tell us your secrets, Wikipedia.
No.
because I'm
First
trying.
official microfiche used at a college came in 1938 when Harvard University used it.
Okay.
But
Dang, we're over
they
10
probably
years
might
away.
have, they might have old newspapers, but it wouldn't be microfiche.
Yeah, it's gonna take you a while of digging through old newspapers.
I don't know that I want to take that time knowing that this dude probably doesn't come from here.
No. The place I would look if you wanted to do a fast look is at like docks or marinas for the ship name. But
well, that is a possibility because this is one that used to run quite regularly.
And you had asked there about all they could tell you was that who the owner of the ship was. I think you asked about him, and they didn't really know much about him.
But that's at the docks. That's not at a library.
That is true.
I think that would be more public records, wouldn't it be, than
Yeah.
a college, university, library? I mean,
yeah, that'd be like the civil public records if there was
City Hall.
Yeah, to City
Hall
Hall.
of Records.
It's up to you guys.
That
Do you gentlemen
might be
think we should look into this before we decide to go hop off to Rhode Island?
Well, we're here.
roughly how
I got confused on where we were. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're in the Providence Library. I would go to the Providence Hall of Records or whatever, wherever their public records are stored.
Mm-hmm.
On the off chance, which I would say is about 50-50 of did it go north of here? This
according to the docks, the ship was supposed to be going towards Delaware, which would be south.
Right, but the line, if it were, of this ship going back and forth, well, this is northernly most point?
Yes.
Okay.
No, actually, you'd be the southernmost because it would be going from Providence up to Boston and back and forth. So,
okay,
yeah.
But we're one terminus of this thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's I'm assuming this is my understanding of running this ship line through multiple states is you'd have to have like a corporation kind of document at least one of the two endpoints of that.
I would assume so, yeah.
So I would say there's a 50-50 chance of some kind of legal paper trail in the Hall of Records, and I think that's worth a couple of hours of looking.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. To City Hall. Okay.
I'll make sure that I bring my fancy little book back to Georgia.
Yeah.
Because I know that I can't check this out.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for your help.
Of course. Okay. All right. So
Paula just straight up steals it, just leaves.
No. I love libraries too much to do that.
All right. So we flash forward to getting to the public records office. And it is not a place that you can go snooping through whatever you want. You basically have to put in a request to someone and they'll look it up for you. You get up there as a crotchety old bitch who looks, if she's a day over 95, you'd be surprised. She's like, "Can I help you?"
Yes. There was a ship about a year ago.
Speak up. I
there was a ship about a year ago, madam, called the Morning Star.
Okay.
It suffered some strange incidences, and I've been instructed by my client to look into any legal remedies. So I'd like to find any documentation that is here about a ship called the Morning Star It ran regularly from here to Boston and back.
She's like, okay. And she gets out and she starts slowly writing like all this. And you said that was the Cinnamon Star?
Morning Star.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
She's like, this could take a little while to look up. Could you come back in 2 days?
Yes, I think we can. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. And she's like, and I need your name. And she kind of slides over a form for you to basically fill out. And you see Cinnamon Star written on there, crossed out with Morning Star.
Okay, good. Okay, good. As long as it's crossed out. Yeah, I'll put my name, but I won't put
it's
professor.
basically just contact information.
Yeah.
You know,
and I'll put my the college address.
Okay.
Which is probably a bad idea, but I'm doing that anyway.
Okay. And she's like, all right, we should have this. And she looks at this ancient watch. She's like, about 2 days from today. Today is, I don't know, well, Wednesday, we'll say. So, you know. Okay.
Thank you.
She's like, goodbye. So,
Goodbye.
All right.
Walk out.
How close is Miskatonic University and St. Mary's Convent in regards to where we are?
Well,
Miskatonic is in Arkham, Massachusetts.
Yes.
I don't remember where St. Mary's is offhand.
St. Mary's is in Rhode Island, so I mean it's within half an hour. I mean Rhode Island's tiny, so I would say you could probably get there in maybe like half an hour. But then to get to Arkham is 1925, probably a couple hours driving. So I'd say.
So the convent's closer.
Yes.
Yeah. And I would say Arkham is supposed to be maybe like west of Boston. It's kind of in the middle of the state or something.
Yes.
It's away from the coast.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Okay.
So the first thing I would like to do is kind of find a young lad and try and employ him to, in 2 days, use my name, pick up the records, and get them telegraphed over to my college in Boston.
Just flag someone down and be like, you, paper boy, get over here.
Yeah. Someone, yes, exactly.
What do you want me to do, Mr. Scrooge? No. So, all right, let me look at your character sheet for a second here. All right. You could either use charm or persuade. Both of you suck at. But you can try it.
I did not make a special character.
If you want to, if you want to try that. Choose either one.
Yeah, I'll try to charm.
Okay.
Because that's my best bet.
You can always try intimidation later. So.
Just intimidate the hell out
No,
of
it's not going to happen.
Listen here, boy.
No.
Okay, and the kid's just like, hey.
You'll do as I say.
He's like, hey, I wanted to go play some baseball.
All right, go play baseball. I was going to pay you $2, which is a lot of money.
Shiny nickel. Okay.
Yeah.
$2.
Yeah, it's important paperwork. Anyway.
Well, you know what? He's starting to listen to you now, so maybe try. Give me a roll persuade, and we'll and we'll see if that works. Because now he's listening to you. So
he's like, "Oh, you're bribing me? Okay."
Yes, I'm bribing. Yeah.
But mother, the man was going to pay me $2.
What's the point of being a tenured professor with a with a stipend if you can't throw it around a little bit?
Pay young men to do your bidding.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going down the wrong.
I can't talk to people, but I'm paying them. Nope, it's not going to happen.
And he's like, that's
Not gonna happen.
No, I'm not supposed to talk to old men like you. Goodbye.
Why are you talking to us right now?
Okay.
And he wanders away. The lure of $2 was not enough.
Okay, fine.
You should have tried 5.
Even 1920.
That is too
Yeah.
much for a 10-year-old boy.
Yep.
Okay.
That would set him up in bubblegum for life. Okay, fine. So
Exactly.
we may have to come back
I
here
could
in
get
2 days.
moon pies. No, sorry. Okay.
Yes.
Ooh, we can always flag
shit.
down another paper boy.
Just gonna stand around.
We'll go through all the.
No.
what would this
we
qualify
I'm
as,
sure we could
13
come back
labor?
on Friday. I'm sure
I
we'll
was
be
gonna
alive
say-
on Friday.
We
was
go
gonna
down
say-
like 2 blocks and then we flag down another paper boy. We
I
don't
will-
stand around.
I will let you try it one more time.
I'll
With
try
one-
it.
With one more. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
So
try it.
Okay. Come here.
I have explained to Algernon what I want, and I will bankroll the operation basically.
Okay. Does that give me a bonus die?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Trying to do some bribery of my own right now.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Charming? Or,
I'm
you
charming.
Charming?
Absolutely.
You are not charming.
I'm not charming in this moment. I'm between. Algernon is a man between 2 minds of either disheveled crazy man or
No.
charming as hell. And right now he's leaning more into disheveled crazy
Yeah,
man. So
Really, we should
Yeah,
have let the
you're so-
woman try, because
Oh,
you know
the
they
giant-
tell
the
they
giant
tell little
Amazonian
kids.
woman?
Yes, but they tell little kids if they're in trouble, find a woman.
Okay, so this child runs away at top speed. If Vala now would try to find one more child, go for it. I will let you do it. Charm and
All
persuade.
right, all right.
This is getting very bizarre and weird.
It is
it
getting
is.
a little bizarre. I am going to try just some random little kid.
Holy. All right.
Boom.
So yeah,
you're just on a roll.
he's listening. He's like, so what do I got to do?
So on Friday, you just have to come back here and tell them that you are picking up something for Lawrence E. Leland.
Okay.
I'll give you $5 if you do.
$5. He's like, can I have it now?
One.
You know
now.
what? If you promise me that you'll go find yourself a nice slingshot that you can buy with this money, then sure.
Okay. And he just puts out his greasy, grubby hand, and he's like,
And I'll give it to him.
And he's like, Professor Lawrence on Friday at the Hall of Records.
Yes.
He's like, sure, lady. And
What's your
and then
name,
the-
young man?
My name's Tommy.
Hi, Tommy. I am so
we
pleased to meet
forgot
you.
the second part of that, by the way.
What was the second part?
Oh, the
Because
second
he's not gone yet. So
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
still
the
there.
second part is to telegraph it to.
That's going to
am
be
I-
too much for this.
yeah.
Telegraph? Yeah, no.
We have telegraph. You know,
I can
he
conjure
doesn't have
shark people, but I'm not conjuring this kid.
No,
knowing how
he doesn't have to
send it.
telegraph it. They have telegraph stations.
yeah, but that's going to be too much.
Okay, fine.
But there's the
You
post
could
office
ask.
nearby,
I
right?
mean,
Yeah,
There's
they have
like a
like
post
Western
office.
Union or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to ask if he can bring it to the closest post office, and we'll just have to make a stop at the closest post office
Fair enough.
and tell them to be on the lookout for a package.
Okay, where am I supposed to send it?
Oh no, you
I'll-
can leave it at the post office.
You can do that?
No, you can't. So I'll write out my address at MIT and give them that.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know,
All right.
Leland. I just got the child here. Okay.
Yes.
It's getting creepier.
I'll give him a
I did
little.
what the 2 of you can't do.
I'll give him a little note as to where he's supposed to mail it.
Okay, he's
And
9,
we'll give
so
you
this is starting
two
to.
more. We'll give you $2 more for that. So I'll give him the $2 extra for that.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm good at bribing the children. Shush.
Yeah, I was gonna say. And then the giant woman said that she
The giant woman
Mommy,
gave me
Mommy!
$2 whole.
Mommy, this giant, she gave me $7.
We're set for the rest of the year, for the next 5 years.
We're going to
Not
be in
that
bubblegum
bad.
for the rest of the
No,
year.
it's not that bad. But no.
No. The rest of the week, maybe, but yeah.
Yeah, probably like 2 weeks.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Anyway.
So,
All right.
so I got Tommy, the boy.
Let's
who will
stop
pick
being
up
a little
the
weird now.
Well, you are very lucky you succeeded. Because if you had not, within a couple minutes, the boys in blue were going to start. We're going to start wandering the street looking for people who are talking to
Be like,
offering
yeah.
children money.
Be like, hey, why are you
So-
harassing these children?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, you were. I was giving you one more strike.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get out of here.
Okay. All right. So where to?
I'm thinking the convent,
Yeah, probably the convent.
Okay.
and we're gonna probably need Vala to do the heavy lifting if I know anything about 1920s convents.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
All right. You get in the car, and I said it's about 30-minute drive to the small town of Inwood, which really has very little going for it. The convent's pretty easy to find because it's about the biggest building in town. It's actually a little bit outside of town, but it is an old, forbidding Gothic structure that just seems like it's been abandoned by the world. There's still a sign out front that St. Mary's Convent, and as you kind of drive in on the driveway, there's a couple girls. I guess they're novitiates, or I can't remember what the hell you call them. Novices. Or, yeah, whatever. Kind of walking down sidewalks and
Whatever they are.
Yeah, exactly. Pupil nuns or whatever. So yeah, they're kind of walking along the campus, but you get up to this giant double wooden doors for the convent.
All right, I guess we'll go in.
Thank you, Chad. That's the word I was thinking of.
That's the one I just saw too.
Okay, yep. And open the door, creak. Stick your head in. There's kind of like almost like a reception area with a young woman working. You see a couple other nuns wandering around.
As they
Excuse me. Excuse me. Doing God's work. Moving around. And the girl just kind of looks up at you, kind of like, kind of this. Even though we have a desk, we don't really get a lot of visitors. She's like, "Can I help you?"
Hello. We were looking for Sister Margaret.
Which Sister Margaret?
Sister Margaret James?
Oh, and she goes, "Oh,
Oh, did something happen?
no. She just doesn't really get visitors. She's been in, she's kind of looking around, kind of a fragile situation lately."
Oh,
Well, we
we're
saw
from the
an
university.
exhibit. Yeah, we saw an exhibit of hers at Brown University.
Mhm.
And if she is willing and able to talk to us about it, that's why we came, was to ask her some questions about it.
I suppose that would be okay. Give me a persuade roll, though.
Oof.
She's thinking
Okay.
about it, but
No.
no. Okay. She's like,
Persuade?
if anyone else wants to roll a persuade, you can.
I'm better at charm than persuade, so.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm still waiting for someone to
like to
just
try
flat out
and-
intimidate the young nun.
No, don't intimidate the young nun.
I just pull
No,
out my knife. And
that's-
pull her
Oh no!
I'm gonna carve a penguin. So
Nuns, people I can't bribe. This is my one weakness. Where the heck is persuade? Oh,
I'm not saying
persuade.
she's
Yeah.
above a bribe.
Um,
but, you know.
Algernon's just gonna keep his mouth shut because
Yeah.
he probably already reeks of all
Yeah.
Satan to these ladies.
No.
No.
No. Not gonna happen.
And
It would be
but what
so very nice. We've driven so far.
she's like, let me go ask. Could you just wait here?
Of course.
She kind of
Yeah, of course.
scurries away.
How do you solve a problem like Maria?
If anyone would like to make a spot hidden, you may.
Oh, I would like to do that.
I will do that as well. I see nothing.
Okay.
But Algernon
Algernon.
might.
I
Okay.
do see something.
Okay, Professor
Nope.
Leland
Apparently, the
notices.
professor is blind as a bat.
Yeah, looks at his shoes.
He watches the nuns.
He has to adjust his
walk
eyes.
away.
Oh, he's watching those nuns. Naughty, naughty.
It's like, oh, like a little of ankle gets exposed, and he's just like, oh, oh my.
I mean, that is true. She can go to confession afterwards.
Algernon maybe just happens to lean over the desk just a little bit, glances down and sees a directory there.
Okie doke. I like is her name, since she was like looking for her specifically. I'm assuming it's on the page.
No, she didn't open the directory. She
Oh.
she just knew the name.
Oh, okay. Does it look like it's just sitting there? Would I be able to like just like grab it?
Yeah, you could probably just lean over. I'm not gonna make you roll for you. Just lean over.
Okay. Yep.
There's
I'll
nobody really watching. So.
Yep. I'll just and
Okay.
all right. There we go.
Right. And you flip through it, and it is basically the rooms that everybody stays in, and you find that Sister Margaret James is in room 305.
All right.
How many floors are in this building?
Probably about 4.
Okay. Well, once I have that information, I will close the directory back up and place
Okay.
it back where it
Okay.
was.
And the young Noviet comes wandering back. She's like, "I'm afraid we can't disturb Sister Margaret James. I'm so sorry."
We understand.
May I leave a message for her?
Suppose, yeah. I
All right. So,
hand you over a piece of paper and a pencil. So
yeah. So I'm just gonna write, Sister Margaret, we saw your lovely exhibit at Brown University, and we would like to ask you some questions. And I'm gonna leave some contact information.
Okay. Call or text me at no, I was gonna- not quite. No.
If you are able to see us, please,
Okay.
write to me or call me. Blah blah blah.
Okay. All right. So I will. Well, I'll make sure she gets that note.
Thank you very much.
And she just kind of goes back down to work. And as you look around the lobby, you do see a 2 staircases, kind of one on either side of the lobby. That you see young nuns and old nuns, and kind of coming down the stairs, going up, that kind of thing.
Well, it's a convent. There has to be a place where they can pray,
Mhm.
right?
Chapel.
Yes, thank you. All my Catholic upbringing just completely wiped from my mind.
Yep.
Let's go there for a little bit. So
Okay.
it looks like we're not just weird creeps.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, you go. You can just go across the lobby. You see a sign for the chapel. It's maybe a gift shop. You know, you go past the gift shop.
Like, shop.
Well, hey, they got to make money somehow. You know.
Yeah, I mean, they'll sell like Bibles and rosaries and
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. Little plastic Jesuses. You know. So, but yeah, you go past the gift shop, and yeah, you find the chapel, and it's just kind of small. Like, have you ever seen one that's like in a hospital? Like that size. Good call,
Are there
Jen.
many people in here? Yes, you can buy the holy cards, the prayer cards.
There, at the moment, there's no one in there.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna go into one of the first pews. Of course, I have to do the sign of the cross before I go in.
Yep.
Respect.
Or genuflect. There we go.
Yes.
That's a word.
Yep.
Genuflect.
And I'm gonna just kind of scoot in so that the guys can come in too.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yep. Even though he's definitely not a believer, he'll do it for the looks of it and all
Yep.
that.
Remember, it's respect, man.
Okay.
So, Algernon,
Yes.
were you able to see anything in the book when you pulled it over?
She is staying in room 305.
Well, the way I see it, we have two options. One is we can just go and wait for her to contact us, or we could be weird and creepy and try to go up to her room.
What would Cthulhu do?
Oh, I know what Cthulhu would do. He would just go straight to the room.
Can I use out of character knowledge for this, or can I would I have to make a religion check to know something about nuns?
Just do it.
I mean, it's
I don't even.
1925.
Okay.
We probably all know something about
Yeah.
nuns.
Okay, well, it's we never figured out what nun order this is, but several nun orders do have a schedule of prayers where they'll all go and pray, assuming that they're well. We'll all go and pray at the same time. So, like,
Okay. Yeah.
Matins.
You're right. Yeah, they
Nunez,
do have like
the
certain
litany of
times
hours.
day.
So there is a time of day where we know that pretty much everyone will be praying, and if she's sick, she'll still be in her room.
Yep.
So if we wanted to go up and see her room, that would be a good time to do it.
Yep. We'll
That's
say
not a bad idea.
You guys spent a lot of time reviewing things, so we're gonna say it's 4:00, and maybe they have after dinner prayer or something at 6 or something like that. So it's 4:00. So you probably got maybe 2 hours to kill if you wanted to try that. But that's a good idea.
Now, here is a problem, though, is that we don't know what she looks like.
But we know what room she's in.
Yes, but if everyone's here, how do we know if she's not?
Well, the assumption is if she is sick, like she's mentally fragile and can't see anyone, she wouldn't go to mass. She'd be
Yes, but
confined into
I'm
her
saying
room.
that we have no way of knowing if she's there or not, because
Well,
we don't know what she looks like.
We don't know if she's there, but the assumption is she's in her room. We are guessing that she's in her room.
Yes, but I'm saying
Okay.
if we wait for everyone to show up.
Oh, no. I wasn't saying we wait for everyone to show up. I'm saying we quote-unquote leave, because they'll probably ask us to leave anyway. We quote-unquote leave and then enter when they're all praying.
And just go up there
Go to her
regardless
room.
of whether
Yeah.
or not she might be there.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Because if we're trying to stake out that she's there or not, we would have no way of knowing.
Right. I was
Okay.
I was making
I'm
the
on
mental
board.
leap that we're just trying to go and hopefully meet this woman who, it sounds like is very sick and unwell. Possibly
Or
physically, possibly
They could just not want us to go talk to her.
or that.
Yes.
Okay. I'm on board with you. I understand what you're saying now. I'm good with that. Did we happen to see any like diners or restaurants when we were coming in? In the
Give me a luck
town?
roll. Give me a luck roll.
All right. Some place where we can kill
Get
a couple
a piece
hours.
of pie and a coffee. So,
I mean,
sure, you saw Marge's donut shop.
cool.
Oh,
Let's go to
okay.
Marge's.
Yep, Marge's, and it's a swell place where you can get a unlimited coffee for a nickel, and
Ooh,
and
That's a
and
good price.
On the way out, can I
rhubarb
stop?
pie. So
Ooh, wonderful. On the way out, can I stop at on the way out? Can I stop at the gift shop?
of course you can.
Okay, I'd like
Sounds
to
like
pick
a
up.
good idea.
I will
Um,
also stop there.
Yeah, I'd like to pick up a rosary. Just
I was
because-
also gonna do that.
Look, if Christianity drove the beliefs out of Scandinavia, might be useful. Who knows? Anyway, so
I mean, Algernon's just getting it for the novelty of it, but
Okay.
maybe that also. Who's to say?
yeah.
It could be a good luck charm.
Yeah. And also some what did barbarian say? Some holy cards, some saint cards, if they have any.
Yeah, holy cards. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always think of them as playing cards for your favorite saint or whatever.
It's like, oh, you have a Saint Peter. Oh, sick! You want to trade?
Oh man,
Which
I
no.
got two of
Which
these.
one?
That's fair.
Which-
I
Tradition.
think we should look up
Can
for a saint card. We
Mhm.
should look up Saint Brendan, the Navigator, or Saint Christopher.
or Saint Vitus, protection from animals, protection from danger from animals.
Well, I was looking for patron saints of sailors or travelers.
Right.
I
I'm more
get
worried
your
about
priority,
shark
though.
people who have.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like
Shark
more worried about shark people and getting bitten again.
Then
So
you want Saint Francis of Assisi.
They have.
We're just gonna collect all of them.
yeah,
and the old nun at the counter is just like, my, you're very devout. You all these patron saints. It does have their feast day written on the card, so you can make sure that. Oh, what am I saying? You would always be at mass on those days, on their feast days.
Yes,
sure.
of course.
Absolutely.
And it's, I don't know, 30 cents or something like that for all of this. She's like in a little
Awesome.
bag, and she's like, I haven't seen you. Have you seen her around here? What
We're
brings you
we're
to
passing it
St.
through
Mary's?
from Boston.
Oh, Boston, do you have a niece or daughter who's
From Providence. We stopped by on the way to get some gas, and we saw the convent, and so we decided to stop by.
She's kind of giving you a funny look now. She's like, okay. That
I didn't think
mean
that through.
staring through you look that nuns
Yeah,
know how to do.
I did not think this through.
Yes, that super judgy look that
Mhm.
they all know how to give you subconsciously
And she
somehow.
and hands you your bag. She's like, good day.
Have a blessed day.
She's like, okay. And she kind of watches you guys leave.
Okay, leave.
So
Screwed that
Okay.
up. Screwed that up. Screwed that up.
I love it. It's just the immediate, because you see it in real life too. It's
Yes.
just, like, the immediate shift of like, oh, you don't actually have anyone related like that's here. Oh, I hate you now. Even though I'm so nice to you just now, I hate you.
I don't care that you spent 30 whole cents in our store. You need to leave now. Okay. So okay. So then we're gonna. So basically, then we're going back to Marge's Donut Shop, where you're enjoying some coffee and some rhubarb pie, and you have I don't know, an hour to kill now.
I'm just going to be looking at all the different saint cards that we found.
Okay.
Maybe playing with my rosary, just fidgeting with it,
Okay.
trying to remember all my prayers.
The original fidget spinner. So.
Exactly.
Okay. Anything anyone else wants to do, or?
I'm just hanging out, I guess, eating donuts.
Okay.
And pie.
Try
And
the
pie.
rhubarb pie. It's the best in this down.
And
It's the best of it in wood.
and
Down, yeah,
infinite
exactly.
5-cent coffee.
And it's the best goddamn 5-cent coffee you're ever gonna have in your life. Although you hear some old man grumbling about it. Used to be 4 cents, now they raised the price. These kids today,
It's called inflation, old timer.
Okay, we lost Derek, but
He said he'll be back in a few minutes.
Yeah, we'll be right back. So okay, so let's
Do any of these people look like they've been here for a while?
well, with
Like maybe the old timer that was complaining about.
yeah, unlimited coffee, and old people go together. So, yeah. So yeah, there's probably maybe an old couple. Saying well, old is probably 50 back then.
Then I would like to maybe go up, say hello, and see if they've ever heard of Sister Margaret.
They're like, can't say we have. No.
Oh, I thought she lived at the convent.
She does, but we're Presbyterian.
Ah, that makes sense. I apologize.
Give you this look like you goddamn dirty Catholic.
Those dirty Catholics.
Stay away, papist. No, so. They're friendly enough, but yeah, they're kind of like, we have nothing to do with that place. Okay, he's back. Yeah, so it's up to you guys. Basically, if you just want to just push forward to the next hour, we can certainly do that.
I think we probably should, unless they can think of anything.
Okay. Yeah. So you.
No, I don't think we need to offend any more Protestants. So.
Right, Presbyterians.
Yeah.
Presbyterians.
Yeah, very particular. We'll offend them even more so if you don't get that right.
Exactly. I'm sure we'll find a way to offend them later. So.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, so yeah, so you guys pull back up to the front where you parked, or what's the approach?
So,
we could probably pull up to the front.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Because I'd imagine that I'd imagine there wouldn't be anybody at the front desk if they're all going off to prayer.
Exactly.
But even if there was, it would not be it would be unlikely that it would be the same lady.
Okay. So you file out of the car and open the front door.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Peer in. The lobby is empty.
Baller. He doesn't say that, I do.
There's a swell.
Yeah.
Do we hear? Do we hear where people might be?
Give me a listen roll, please.
Okay.
If everyone wants to make a listen, you certainly can.
Sure, why not? It doesn't hurt.
Okay, nice.
No.
Not as nice.
Okay. And certainly not. Okay, Vala, you hear some faint music coming from somewhere on this floor. You're just not sure. Maybe to the left, but
okay.
not directly.
But it doesn't sound like anyone's nearby.
Correct. Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
That would be the chapel.
Well.
So, stairwell.
Well, yeah. Well, the chapel would be too small for this, but it's somewhere else. But it's not near, like, right where you are. So.
Yep. To the stairwell.
To the stairwell.
I'll let Algernon go up front because he definitely is the one that saw what room. He did tell us, but he saw it, so I figure it's fair if he goes first.
Okay. I will make my way to, I would assume to be the 3rd floor, unless they just have a very strange numbering system that doesn't follow any logic.
You can certainly find the 3rd floor, and there's even numbers on the walls that direct you.
Oh, that's lucky.
Unheard of.
Yeah. No, they had a little more in the budget, so they were able to put on the walls.
They were able to splurge on that. Okay, then I will go to find room 305.
Okay. Derek, or excuse me, Professor Lawrence, could you give me a spot hidden, please?
Okay. Right. I want at least 45. Let's go.
Very nice.
I'll take
How about a 5? That's even
5.
better.
I am going to. I need to write that down. So that
Critical
was,
success. Critical success. Or, sorry,
Got it.
extreme success. Yes.
Okay, Lawrence. Okay. You see when Algernon turns the corner and begins to walk down the hallway. Is Vala second, or is she behind?
I'll probably be behind.
Okay. You see on Algernon, right behind him, you see this glowing yellow light. It's just like as soon as he hit the 3rd floor and turned, there's this glowing yellow light, like right behind him.
Vala, I'm following him. See if there's one of those after me as well. And then I follow him quickly.
Okay.
One of those what? Because I
Yellow
don't know
lights.
what you're looking at.
Oh, she didn't see. Vala, go after him. Vala, go after him. I want to see if there's a light following her as well.
Okay, so I guess I'll go in front of him a little bit.
Yep.
And
go.
and the light stays behind Algernon.
Okay, it doesn't go after.
No.
Okay.
No. And did you say anything, Algernon, or is he just, you guys kind of paused and he's just walking down the hallway, I guess?
Yeah, if they're not talking to me directly,
Yeah,
then
Right, that's
okay. So
what I'm
there's
thinking.
only one of these things, is what I'm getting at. Okay, then I'll follow and I'll hiss, Algernon, there's something behind you.
I turn around.
Give me a spot hidden.
Okay. I will spend 3 luck to
Okay.
make the success.
Okay. You don't see anything, but you get that I feel like I'm being watched feeling.
Okay. And well, I guess this is technically more of a question for Derek, but like from his perspective, does the thing like shift so
around.
it stays behind me, or does it stay where it is?
It shifts that it's behind him.
Okay,
now.
so it's like perpetually behind me. Okay.
Okay. Keep
Do
going.
I see any of this, since they're now kind of circling around like little dogs trying to find a nice cozy spot?
Give me a spot hidden.
All right.
And is it just like a yellow flash, or do I see anything more distinct from that?
I do not see anything.
You do not. It's more like a glowing. It's not necessarily, say, human shaped or anything. It's more like almost like a shadow, but it's like golden light, like warm light. So, but it definitely, when he moved, it moved. So.
Flick through playing cards. Does anything say anything about this?
You could.
Guardian angel. Do I have a guardian angel in this pack?
I don't know. Maybe that would be a cult or.
Religion? I don't think I have a cult.
I don't think there is a religion on here.
Oh, okay. I thought there was.
I would. You know what?
There
I would
isn't a
take
cult. Never mind.
I would take an occult roll from anybody who wants to quickly look through the cards.
31. Nope. Not gonna happen.
Oof.
How dare!
Okay.
I got a 10.
I mean, that's good, but I'm like, what? 70% and I fail.
So you had Saint Brendan, Saint Francis,
St. Christopher.
Saint Christopher.
I have a Vitus.
Okay, Vitus, you see something about a blessing, a blessing that would stay with you.
Does it actually spell out the blessing?
No, it's.
Oh,
it's
it just mentions it.
Yeah, it's a mystery. So.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna show it to them. real
As all
quick.
Catholics get used to hearing, it's a mystery. So it means we don't know. Just do what I tell you. So
So I'm going to show it to them and be like, maybe it's this blessing thing. I don't know what you're seeing, Professor, but maybe it's this.
Okay. Well, 305, I think it was.
yep, on to 305. Okay. You find it, and the door is closed. Old wooden door.
I put my ear to it.
Okay. Give me a listen roll.
Okay.
Boom. Okay. Sounds like a really good listen roll.
Yep. 9.
Okay, so that is. You hear inside sound of a woman talking, and she's speaking very quickly. And you think, well, maybe she's saying the rosary. You just hear like a cadence to it.
Okay. but it sounds like fast, sort of like muttering kind
Yes.
of deal. Okay.
Yeah.
I will reach for the door and like slowly turn the handle to see if
Kick it open.
You're not going to knock?
well, I just want to see if it's locked. Is what I want to see.
Oh.
Yeah, it turns.
Okay. Well, I won't open it, and then I'll knock.
Okay.
I just wanted to see if she was like locked in there, or if she was like locking the others out, or whatever.
And you hear this frail voice saying, I told you I'm not feeling well. I can't come to service today, but I assure you I'm saying my prayers.
Sister Mary James?
Margaret.
Margaret? Sister Margaret James?
Who is it?
My name is Lawrence Leland. I need to talk to you about an exhibit you did years ago about Norwegian and Scandinavian artifacts. I know it's late at night. I know this is unusual, but please believe me, sister, this is incredibly important.
And there's a pause, and then you hear sound of feet shuffling, and then the door just kind of creaks open. There's a woman who looks like she might only be in her mid-30s. You know the expression, it ain't the years, it's the mileage. She has seen some hard years. Her eyes are, heavy bags under her cheeks, kind of stringy blonde hair hanging down, and she just looks ragged. And she's like, I didn't know any of that was being shared.
Yes, it was at Brown University.
Brown University.
On loan from Miss Catonic.
Miss Catonic. And she kind of opens the door. She's like, and she sees the three of you, and she's like, come.
I'm going to shuffle in.
Into the room.
And she shuts the door. She says, what exactly did you see?
There was a key in this exhibit that had some runes on it. The top of it looked like an arrow.
She just kind of starts to put her hands up to her. She's like, no, that's not. No. They said that was gone. That it wasn't meant to be.
What is it, sister?
She's like, it was a ward. It was a way to keep the darkness back, but
to lock it away.
I was told it was lost. They told me it was lost, and she now starts to like kind of spin in circles, kind of talking to herself more, and she's like, they weren't supposed to do anything. It was supposed to stay where it was, because when you lock something, you keep it locked. You don't just take the key and unlock it and then put the key somewhere else where you can't have the key to fit the lock.
Where is the lock, sister, so we can put the key back?
It's in the and she just starts just like muttering, and she pulls out like a rosary, and she's just starting to starts muttering, Our Father, starts.
Can I do a psychology roll to kind of calm her down, even if that means that I start praying with her?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Just barely made it.
Just barely. Yeah. You maybe. She's trying to like focus, and she's like, they said it was gone, that everything was in place, and that it shouldn't need to be anything done, and then what I had seen I would forget, but I didn't forget it. I can't forget it.
Well, sister, we found some similar keys not too long ago, and so this key might help us learn more about those ones.
No. You do not want to. You do not want to involve yourself in any of that.
No, I really don't. But
We are involved.
But I do need to know whatever you can tell me about it, so that we can protect ourselves and maybe other people from it.
And you notice she's wearing like these white gloves. And she pulls off one of the gloves, and her hand is covered in that same black. And she's like, "This is what it does to you. You don't want to go near it.
We've already been
stay
attacked.
away."
Can I show her? Can I show her my shark bite? Because you said that there was still a little bit of the black stuff there.
A little around the
yeah. Can
okay,
I show her that?
Yeah. And I'll show her my shoulder.
And see, sister, unfortunately, we're already involved in it, but we don't know what it is.
The devil of the deep, they conjured it. They found it in Norway, and they said that it would bring them power. But then the other key stopped it. So they said, we will do the incantation to keep the doorway, to keep the shark away. The what did they call him? The hunter of the dark, to keep him where he was. And I was just a girl. I had no business being there, and I should have run, but I thought my faith in God would save me from it. And then she just like stops, like she's like, "Oh God, I've almost said too much."
Who were these people?
They were businessmen. They were very bad. They were looking for ways to conquer the world. They were talking about the sacrifice to show their faith in.
Do you remember any of their names? Was one of them named Edwin Wainwright?
And she just looks shocked. I've said too much.
Nope. No. You can honestly keep talking, because anything you can tell us.
And then her hand starts shaking, and you can see the black on the hand is like starting to like swirl and move around in her fingers, and she's like, I've said too much. I broke my promise. I broke my promise. And at her eyes start bleeding like black tears. It's just like streaming down her face, and she's like, I've said too much.
Algernon's like backing the hell away.
I'm gonna try to convince her to start praying with me once again to kind of like calm her down.
She actually kind of just shoves you away and goes over to like a bookcase, a small bookcase that's in her room, and she starts like moving books aside, and you see there's like, she kind of reaches back and there's almost like a hidden panel like in the kid, and she pulls it out excuse me, and then she drags out this old dusty book, and she immediately just hands it to Vala, and she's like, I'm done for. They're gonna come and get me. Please take it. Just get it away from me. I can't bear this anymore.
We'll take it. Would you like to come with us?
No, I'm already. And it's just starting to really stream down her face, and she's starting and she kind of falls down on her knees, and she's like, I'm doomed. I've said too much, and she starts to like this like black shit just starts to come out of her mouth, and like pools on the floor.
Can I try a first aid? I feel really bad because I'm apparently the person that made this happen.
You certainly can try. Yes.
I'd like to try as well, if I may.
Okay.
No, you got it. Okay.
No. Yeah, you could probably try to grab like a towel or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. If there's a towel nearby, I'm gonna try to grab it, and I'm gonna try to like, I guess, clean her face.
And she looks at you, and she's like, and as she's trying to, she's like, I am the lock. I was the secret. And
who are you?
She's like, I'm Sister Margaret James.
But that was a different voice, though, that just said that she was Locke. Is that correct?
Yeah, but it's because she's like vomiting. So that's why she's, yeah. Sorry that.
Okay. Just making sure.
Because she's actively dying and black ooze is spewing out of her.
I want to ask her more questions, but she's dying.
Sorry about that.
No,
Sister Margaret, is there anything we can do to help you right now?
Just take the book far away and just burn it. Do not fall it. Do not read it. Do not just burn it. This must die.
I will do that for you. Yes.
The more
we
you
will
pursue
burn
it,
the
more you pursue it, the more they will come and they will find you, as they found me.
How can we protect people from this?
Don't let them touch the black blood.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to say thank you. I'm going to say a quick prayer over her.
And the stuff pulling on the floor is starting to move a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to book it out as quickly as I can.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm just going to say a quick little prayer. I know I'm not like a Catholic priest, but I'm going to try to say the last rites as quickly as I can and book it.
She just falls on her bed, and you see like the side of her neck. You see the black stuff just starting to swarm, like on and starting to go up, because she was puking down, but you can see like it was probably somewhere else on her body. So
and it's just moving up.
Yeah. So it's almost like it's like just totally turning her form into this stuff.
Yep, as Vala was saying last rites, I'm like, and opening the door so everyone can bail out as soon as possible.
Okay, guys, do we need to go and run and tell the other nuns what's going on? Or are we hoping that this thing doesn't, like, crawl out to them?
I am leaving her a holy card of Saint Sebastian and leaving.
Close the door, though. Close the door.
Yeah, close the door.
as I actually almost fall backwards in my chair.
Okay.
I was too violent with the door closing.
Okay. As you guys are moving towards the door, the slime stuff on the ground starts kind of moving towards the door, like following you guys.
Yeah.
Faster?
Okay. All right.
What is
stand
Stairwell?
it?
forward.
Yep.
Okay. All right. You guys. Okay. So you guys are running towards the stairs. Don't run into anyone. You get down the stairs. You still hear the sound because you were really only there 10, 15 minutes. So the service is still going on. So you hear the singing and all that. So, but yeah, do you just head to the car?
Are you sure that we
it's-
shouldn't
it-
tell them that they can't go in there?
I think they'll figure it out when they see it. Is Algernon still going?
I'm leaving.
No, is he still going?
Oh, is he still glowing? Yeah, am I still glowing?
No. Once you left the third floor, don't say it.
Fascinating. Okay, interesting.
I wonder if that protection only exists on the third floor. In which case, it will protect the nuns. Yay. Okay.
Hopefully. Do you see that glow by the door?
Nope. It was only on the third floor when Algernon was on the third floor.
So only when Algernon was there.
Peculiar. Very peculiar.
Yay.
What does this book look like?
Oh, just your
Well, we have to
standard-
get out first.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
look at it here
Let's-
when the
let's-
nuns
yeah.
can find us.
That's
if
what I
we're
was
not
gonna
going
wait.
to act.
Let's drive.
Okay. Yes,
Let's drive.
We'll get in the vehicle and start making our
Yes.
way away.
Alright.
Algernon, do you want to drive? Bala, can I see the book? I'm going to start reading it in the back seat with a
She
flashlight.
told us not to read it.
Granted, but she also said she's the lock, and this suggests that we need a new lock. We also need a key, incidentally.
Well, we know where there's a key.
Yes.
But
Well,
do
we
you
need-
really want to
I-
potentially become the new lock?
I'm willing to.
You do not even know what that means.
I would much rather that we don't open this and just find a place to burn it.
Why did she keep it and not burn it herself?
Maybe it would have caused too many questions.
But yeah, so what does this book look like?
Oh, your standard Necronomicon. No, I'm just kidding. It's
Bound in
on-
human flesh.
Yeah, exactly. in human blood. No. It's
Is it bound in shark skin? Does it have a fish motif?
No.
Okay.
There's no smiling shark on the front or anything. It's no baby shark on the front.
So it's not a Sharkonomicon. Good.
It is a Sharkonomicon. No, it's leather cover.
Do we feel anything with it? Like, do we feel uneasy looking at it?
Give me an occult roll.
Okay.
Does it have like any runes on it?
Let me see what
That
you
is
guys
a
roll.
no.
Okay.
Unless Algernon wants to try, because I know he's also got.
Yes, I will. I'll make an occult roll because it certainly does not hurt to try.
I'll
Nope.
give it a
Damn
shot
it
if
again!
hasn't
Oh
been-
my god!
Okay, let's see if I can do a 10. No, sorry, a 5. No,
You cannot?
No, none of us
No.
know it.
Nothing you recognize can figure out on the cover. There's no real writing on there. I mean, it's just leather. I mean, just,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know.
So
Okay.
it's like very plainly bound.
Mhm.
There's like
Yes.
no runes or anything.
yeah.
Okay.
no
So
pretty,
then I'm
no
gonna
pretty bookmarks
suggest.
hanging out or anything. So, okay.
I'm going to suggest then that if we decide to open this, that maybe we don't do it where there's anyone else around. So if we can find a quiet spot near the forest to pull
Like a
off.
or a library, brown.
I would rather not have people that can potentially see this.
In
Other
a
than
private
us.
room. That we need to go to Brown anyway. We need to get the key. She was freaking out about the key when we told her about the key. That means it's important. Do you want to go back
Do you have a plan to get this key? And
Not a good
also,
one.
is the library also still open?
No, but by the time you get
No.
back to Brown, it probably closed because it's already like 6 o'clock. So it's
Yeah.
you know. It's,
Well, then, can we go back to one of our residences for now?
In Boston? Okay.
And look, are we in Boston or Providence?
We're between
we're
the
in-
two.
Yes, you're.
No, I mean, where do we live?
Depends on the character, I believe.
Yeah.
Some of you live in Boston, some of you live in Providence, I think.
Yeah. So where do you live, Vala?
This has all been like one long day.
Yes.
Or 2 days, 3 days since you.
Ooh, how
first
about
met-
a hotel?
That
Okay.
works.
That'll
That
work.
works.
Yes, since
we
you all
can-
met at the St. Thomas Club. So. Okay, you to the hotel. Okay.
To the hotel.
No.
Yeah. All right. And we have a couple minutes left, so let's see what the gang wants to do here.
Yup. How thick is this tome?
Very thick. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big, solid book.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
I think we should go to a hotel.
makes it even more tempting to open.
Yeah, I know.
Well, and for our knowledge, we should look in it, but also knowing how she reacted to it is why I don't want to open it.
Mhm.
But you know what they say, no harm ever came from reading a book.
Yeah.
Not in Call of Cthulhu.
Never.
Never.
Okay, so let's find a
yeah.
hotel and let's open it.
Okie doke.
We should book a couple of rooms, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
out of character, how old is Professor Lawrence?
He's in his 50s. Let me look. I have it written down.
It
57.
says 57. Yep.
57.
Yep. So I can be someone's daddy.
Yeah, and so
Here
you
we
could
go
be
again.
one of our fathers, and
Yeah.
him and I could pose as husband and wife, and I don't think anyone would look at it
Yeah.
weird if we all
Yeah.
shared a room, as long as there were at least 2 beds.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I don't think we
Fair
need
enough.
multiple rooms.
Fair enough.
Okay. Did I mention that? Oh, I did not. Keeping is, and Loretta's technically with you.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
She gets itchy when that book's around. Very
Wonderful.
itchy.
Yes. Yes.
And I think this is actually a really good place to stop for tonight.
Okay.
And then we start
because-
next session with her just like itching like crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, because I would like to make sure she's actually here to play her character for this.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
That doesn't sound ominous at all.
No.
Not at all.
I don't know why you'd say that. So
All of
Yeah.
you dealing with like black infectious bite marks.
Golden lights.
Yeah.
okay. All right. So how do we feel so far, folks?
That was good. That was
Good.
good.
Stressed. How do you feel?
I mean, it's stressed for
Great.
sure. Yeah.
Now
Enthusiastic.
awesome. So now we gotta-
All the feelings.
Yes, all the feeling.
and tomorrow I start working on the next part. So, all right. Well, that was a lot of fun, folks. And I'm glad you were able to join tonight. I don't think anyone have anything they want to plug
Nope.
going on?
Not
Nope?
tonight.
Okay. All right. Then we'll go ahead and wrap up. Again, thanks everybody watching. If you haven't already, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and we can continue giving you all the Cthulhu goodness. So we're going to wrap up for tonight, and we'll see everybody next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.